What's up, YouTube? Happy holidays and Merry Christmas to you all. My name is Dan, and on this channel, I share free NBA player picks and content on betting education. It is the silly season after all, and in this video, I'm going to get silly with it. I've got 3 same game parlays / multis, and I've got a player prop for you. And if that sounds interesting, let's get into it. All right, so our first same game multi / parlay, we're looking at the Milwaukee Bucks versus the New York Knicks. I like the Milwaukee Bucks money line, Giannis Antetokounmpo over 5.5 assists, and Isaiah Hartenstein over 7.5 rebounds. Now, Milwaukee have won 7 straight games in a row and 9 straight games against the New York Knicks. Their offense has too much firepower for the Knicks to hang with them. 52% of the Bucks made baskets come from the land of the deep, the three-point line, and the Knicks have been poor in this department, allowing the 10th most three-pointers in the league. I think the Milwaukee Bucks will now make it 10 straight games against the Knicks on this Christmas Day. In terms of Giannis, he's covered this assist line of 5.5 in 8 of his last 10 games against New York and in 7 of his last 10 games on the season. The Knicks allow the 6th most assists to power forwards on the season. I was leaning his assists in the last matchup where these guys played. I didn't take the pick because the odds weren't high enough for me to play it as a single bet. But given that we're running the same gamer on it, baby, I'm not so worried about it. So let's go Giannis, 6 assists. Our next pick is Isaiah Hartenstein, over 7.5 rebounds. So after the absolute mauling in the last game, the line is now set at 3.5 points in this one. So the bookies are expecting this game to be much closer, and the Knicks are going to put up a much better defensive effort. So I'm led to believe. And if that is true, we're going to see more rebound opportunities here for Isaiah Hartenstein. So 2 key things. Since Mitchell Robinson went down injured, we've seen Hartenstein cover this line 6 of 7 games, averaging 10 rebounds per game. Jericho Sims was actually the starting center initially when Robinson went down. Now he's been injured. Hartenstein, he's seen an uplift in his minutes. And since Jericho Sims went out, which is 2 games now, we're seeing Hartenstein average 11.5 rebounds per game. That's our very first pick. To be honest, I will take Hartenstein and Giannis as their actual lines as single bets because I'm quite confident they go over. Pull them down a little bit just for this same game. So you get $3.30 plus 230 odds for that one. Now, look, if you are tailing this play, I'd love it if you could like the video. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. To be honest, the biggest way that you can support me in growing this would be to watch this video to the end. So YouTube values watch time. So if you do appreciate the effort that I go through to put these all together on a daily basis, just please watch the video all the way to the end, like, subscribe, comment, do all that cheeky stuff for me. Our next pick, we're heading over to the Denver versus Golden State Warriors game. We like the Denver Nuggets money line, Klay Thompson over 14.5 points, and Jonathan Kuminga over 10 points. So the Warriors riding a 5-game win streak at the moment, although they played Portland twice, Washington, and Brooklyn in that span. The win against the Celtics was great, although that was the game straight after Curry's terrible performance. Boston were also well in control of the majority of that game until Curry switched on late. Denver, they've won 4 straight games, and they also have had a pretty easy schedule. They've beat the Hornets, Nets, Raptors, and they absolutely destroyed the Dallas Mavericks. Denver at home for this one. They are 11-2 on the season at home, whilst the Warriors are 6-8 on the road. The Nuggets have also won their last 3 games against the Warriors by an average of 8 points. Let's talk a bit about Klay Thompson. We're taking him for 15 points in this one. He's covered his 15 points line in 22 of 28 games this season. His recent form is excellent. He scored 20 plus in 6 consecutive games. His form against the Nuggets hasn't been amazing, but he has covered this 15-point line in 5 consecutive games against them dating back to 2022. Including a 15-point outing against them earlier this season. But keep in mind, that was when his form was pretty dog shit. So he's really turned it up, given his uplift recently. I'd project him to score about 20 points in this game and cover this line with ease. Our last pick within this game, Jonathan Kuminga, scored 10 points. The cum bucket has been excellent as of late, especially after Draymond Green's recent suspension. Kuminga, he started in 6 straight games now. And as you can see by this table, he's covered 10 points in every single game. Since becoming a starter, he's played 20-plus minutes in 5 of the 6 games. In his last 3, he's played 34, 27, and 30 minutes, which was very healthy. Looking at how he's played against Denver in the past, he scored 10-plus points in 5 of 8 matchups. But you can see on this table here where he gets decent minutes, he can score some points. In the 3 games where he went under, he played 23 minutes, scoring 9, 8 minutes, scoring 4, and in his rookie season, playing 17 minutes, scoring 9. I honestly think Kuminga's a good chance at covering his line of 13.5 points, but for the sake of the same gamer, we'll settle with 10. Let's go, cum bucket. And our last same game parlay / multi for you, we're heading over to the Boston Celtics game versus Los Angeles Lakers. So no money line play in this same gamer. The Boston Celtics are absolutely awesome, but it is Christmas, and we know LeBron is capable of some magical shit on the big stage. So looking at Kristaps, 15 points we're taking him and 6 rebounds, and we're also taking Jason Tatum for 25 points. So Kristaps, he's covered 15 points in 80% of the 20 games in his first season with the Boston Celtics, and in 86% of his last 84 games. He's averaging 19.1 points per game this year and has performed well against the Lakers in the past. In his last 4 games against the Lakers, he wasn't a Wizards jersey, but he still put up 21, 27, 27, and 14 points against them. Anthony Davis only played in one of those games. I'm not overly worried about that matchup. Porzingis did score 27 points in his most recent matchup with AD. He's a great defender, but he's an excellent help defender. When it comes to defending his man, he's not the best center in the game at that. So I'm not too worried about that, given where Kristaps managed to score his points. AD is going to protect the rim, but Porzingis ain't going there anyway. Through 14 career games against the Lakers, Porzingis has absolutely annihilated their rebound line. But let's talk a bit more about Porzingis. He's covered this 6 rebound in 80% of his games this year, 81% of his last 84 games. The Lakers also allow the 6th most rebounds to centers in the league. Through 14 career games against the Lakers, Porzingis has recorded 6+ rebounds in 12 of them. He's also had 10+ rebounds in 6 of them. So looking for Porzingis to get 15 and 6, something that he's done time and time again this season. Ask him to do it on a Christmas day. Let's go. Kristaps, our very last leg for this play is for Jason Tatum to score 25 points. I personally think he scores over 30 points in this game, but for the sake of this same game, we're just taking him for 25. So Tatum has only covered 25 points in 63% of the 27 games that he's played this year, and in 71% of his last 121 games, he's averaging 26.9 points per game this season. But he absolutely loves the matchup with LeBron James. I want you to check out this table right here. This table shows us all the matchups that Tatum has had against LeBron James. And what you can see is that over his last 6 head-to-head matchups against LeBron James, he's covered 25+ in all games, and he succeeded 30+ in 5 of them. Don't be afraid that it's Christmas Day, because Tatum played last year during Christmas against the Milwaukee Bucks, and he scored 41 points. So I do have a fair bit of confidence in Tatum getting 25. I am playing his overs. I think his overs 28.5. But the sake of this one, we're taking him for 25. So Tatum for 25, Porzingis for 15 and 6. You can get that for plus money, of course. Now into our player prop. The only player prop that I have for this video. We're heading over to Phoenix. And I know I am wearing a Phoenix t-shirt for this one, but I'm actually taking Kevin Durant under 13.5 rebounds and assists. So he's only covered this line in 25% of the games this season. He's averaging 11.5 rebounds and assists per game. We do see an elevated line, especially in his rebounds, and I think that's due to the absence of Yusuf Nurkic. But it's not like the Phoenix Suns are running out there with 4 players. They have a replacement for Yusuf Nurkic. There's still 5 players. It's not like he has more chances to get rebounds here. They've got Eubanks, but they've also got this young fella, Azubuike. He looks like a Clint Capella clone. He did have a strong game against the Sacramento Kings. He put down 11 rebounds in only 22 minutes. The Dallas Mavericks, they give up the 2nd most points to power forwards over the season. And I think this matchup on Christmas Day is set up for KD to score a ton of buckets. The Mavs, they have some length in their wing defenders. They got Jones Jr., they got Grant Williams. Grant Williams will fancy himself defending anyone in single coverage. So I don't think they're going to be double teaming KD all game either and forcing him to pass. Against the Mavs, looking at the matchup, against the Mavs, KD, he's covered this line in only one of his past 6 outings. I do think this line is inflated for the wrong reasons, and I'm happy to take the under here. I know I got burnt by Halliburton with the last under that I took, And if this doesn't go to plan, I might have to avoid the unders moving forward. But let's see how we go. So those are the 4 plays that I have for the video. 3 same gamers. If these same gamers don't deliver, I'm not doing any next year. I'll make that part of my New Year's resolution. And we've got Kevin Durant under 13.5 rebounds and assists. I'll pop up a quick visual here of a recap of everything, just in case you may have missed it. But speaking of recaps, let's do a quick recap on the day that was. All right, so on our last video, I just took 3 single bets. I had Dame Lillard over 26.5 points against the Knicks. I think he only finished with 20 points. That game was played at like 4 a.m. here, so I didn't even get a chance to watch it. Just woke up and I was like, oh. So apparently every single player in the Milwaukee Bucks was on fire, so Dame didn't have to go off. He shot a good percentage, but he didn't take nearly the number of attempts that I thought he would. I think Middleton went off, Beasley went off, Giannis still got his. There was just too many scorers. I think Bobby Portis went off too. Just too many scorers for the Bucks, so Dame didn't have to drop nothing. We took Aaron Gordon over 23.5 points, rebounds, and assists. And I did watch that game, and he just looked like DeMar DeRozan out there. Like, he just so easy and so, didn't work out for us that time. Obviously, Harris had under 24.5. He finished with 29 points. We got absolutely annihilated by the Magic on that one. Didn't defend him as well I thought he would. He was just cooking the whole game. So I think after quarter time, I was like, no, we're done here. Tyrese has got his scoring hat on, and he scored, and he killed it. So 0-3. I think the worst day that I've had so far on this channel. We're minus 6 units on the day. For the year, we're still up 51.1 units. Thanks to our value plays. Same gamers have been terrible, minus 8.2 units. So depending on how this goes, so if the same gamers that I've posted today kick hard, then the same games are going to be in the positive. If not, we're going to suck them all together because that's no good for us. But look, that's all I've really got for you. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Happy holidays. Have a safe Christmas. Enjoy the break. I'll be back tomorrow. More daily content coming for you. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And if you did watch to the end, I appreciate my brother. We'll see you again next time. Peace.
Sub to the channel cause your boy's getting busy. Coming to you live from the west side of Sydney. We've got the free picks and the juice on the daily. It's all free, you don't even have to pay me.